Krishna, dear devotees, thank you so much for joining today. We wanted to seek the blessings of Shri Radha Madhav, Radha Shyam Sundar, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Gaurnita Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees, so that we can continue with the Sanatana Dharma, and we're looking at the different Devatas, or Devatees, or Devis rather. So we've gone through Brahma, Shiva, Durga Mata, Ganpati, Indradev, Suryadev, Chandradev, Agni Dev. Last time we looked at Yamraj. Today we want to look at Saraswati Mata. Saraswati Mata. In the spiritual world, there are three potencies. There's a Samvit, which helps the residents of the spiritual world to recognize their relationship with Krishna. There's the Sandhini, which ensures variegatedness in the spiritual world. That means that there is the distinction between the Supreme and the Jivas in such a way that the Jivas can interact with the Supreme. And then there's the Hladini, which is the internal potency of the Lord. So, which provides ultimate pleasure to Krishna. So right in the beginning, there was only Krishna, and then he expanded himself as Radharani, and that's the internal potency, Hladini function. Srimati Radharani is the Hladini potency. She's the source of all pleasures. Yoga Maya is an expansion of this spiritual potency. So this Yoga Maya is in the spiritual world and keeps the souls in spiritual Maya so they can interact with Krishna. Otherwise, how can you interact with the Supreme Personality? It's very hard unless you are under this illusion that he is my son. And it's not a material illusion, it's a spiritual illusion. Or he's my lover. Right? Yogamaya is a personal potency of Lord Krishna's energy, and Yogamaya manifests as Divya Saraswati. So this is the Saraswati in the spiritual world, married to Narayan, Lakshmi Narayan, the goddess of spiritual knowledge and consort of Narayan. Lord Brahma, after manifesting on the lotus flower which emanates from Vishnu, meditated on the Lord for a long time. After hearing the word tapa, tapa means austerity. The Saraswati goddess, the consort of Narayan, gave him the Gopal mantra. Not the Saraswati who is his wife. It's the Saraswati who is the consort, the wife of Narayan. Gave him the Gopal mantra. And he meditated on Gokul, eventually having darshan of the Lord. The Saraswati of our world is an expansion of Divya Saraswati. She's distinct from Saraswati, the wife of Brahma, who reveals mundane knowledge to the materialists. She is a divine spiritual goddess, an expansion of Radharani, Krishna's internal energy. That's the Divya Saraswati. And this is something that we're familiar with, spiritual world, material worlds. And if we look a little bit more closer at Vaikuntha, this part, we'll see Narayan and Saraswati. So this is the inner circle of Vaikuntha. And here we shall see, Saraswati. Where is she? She will be here. There you go, Saraswati. There's Saraswati Ma there. She is a very important part of the spiritual world, as is Lakshmi, as is all the other Devis in the spiritual world.
Prabhuji?
Yes.
The Saraswati which is with Vishnu, that is Devi Saraswati.
Divya Saraswati.
Divya Saraswati. And the Saraswati right. Here
is an expansion.
Outer circle. Is that our material Saraswati, wife of Brahma?
Yes, exactly right. Got it. Yep.
Okay.
Very good. Good understanding.
Divya Saraswati. Okay. Divya.
Yeah. So then this is a text from the Brahma Samhita. The goddess of learning, Saraswati, the divine consort of Lord, Supreme Lord, said to Brahma. So this is the Divya Saraswati. She said to Brahma, who saw nothing but gloom in all direction. Oh Brahma, this mantra, Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Jana Vallabhaya Swaha. That's the Gayatri mantra, which is the Gopal Gayatri mantra, was given to Brahma by Divya Saraswati, the one in the spiritual world, because that will reassuredly fulfill your heart's desires. So the Saraswati in this world is a goddess of knowledge, music, art, speech, wisdom, learning, and is closely connected with all aspects of Vedic culture. She is one of the three Devi, along with Lakshmi and Parvati. She represents Satogun and Jnana Shakti. Saraswati has three forms: as Vacha, speech personified, as goddess of learning and the arts, as legendary river, now dried up. After creating the world, Lord Brahma looked at what he has made. He realized that the world was uninformed and utterly lacking knowledge. Therefore, Brahma created an embodiment of knowledge to help him with this monumental task of creating intelligence. Hence, from his mouth originated the goddess of wisdom and knowledge, goddess Saraswati. Later, she became the bride of Brahma. The Vedas also counted amongst Saraswati's children. The Vedas are also counted amongst Saraswati's children. She is therefore called Vedamata, the mother of the Vedas, or mother of knowledge. So this is Saraswati Ma here. The goddess Saraswati is depicted as a beautiful woman dressed in pure white with a blue border, deep blue border to the sari, of course. Often seated on a white lotus, which symbolizes light, knowledge, and truth. She not only embodies knowledge, but also the experience of the highest reality. Saraswati's color is white, representing purity. As she rules the intellectual and creative realms, worldly possessions do not interest her. She does not adorn herself with an abundance of gems and jewelry like other goddesses, nor is she generally worshipped in her deity form at home. She is generally known to have 4 arms representing manas, mind and senses, buddhi, intelligence and reasoning, chit, imagination, creativity, ahankar, self-consciousness, ego. The 4 hands holds items with symbolic meanings. So there's the Pushtak, the book, she holds, symbolizing the Vedas, representing the universal, divine, eternal, and true knowledge, as well as all forms of learning. The mala, rosary, garland, mala of crystals, representing the power of meditation, inner reflection, and spirituality. So these are interesting paintings of Mother Saraswati. It has the water pot, representing purifying power to separate right from wrong, clean from the unclean, essence from the essential. The pot of water can be symbolized, can be symbolic for soma, the drink that liberates and leads to knowledge. And then she carries the veena, musical instrument, representing all creative arts and sciences, and her holding it symbolizes expressing knowledge that creates harmony. Saraswati is also associated with anurag, the love for and rhythm of music, which represents all emotions and feelings expressed in speech or music. Her carrier is a hams, or swan, or a goose is often shown near her feet, which is a sacred hamsa, a swan, sacred bird, which if offered a mixture of milk and water is said to be able to drink the milk alone. It is thus symbolizes the ability to discriminate between good and evil, essence from outward show, and the eternal from the evanescent. The swan is also a symbolism for spiritual perfection, transcendence, and moksha. Sometimes a chitra mekhal, or a peacock, is shown beside the goddess. The peacock symbolizes colorful splendor, celebration of dance, and as the Diraro of snakes, the alchemical ability to transmute the serpent poison of self into the radiant plumage of enlightenment. Basically, that means she can give us knowledge about the spiritual world to enlighten us and liberate us from this world. Saraswati is celebrated as a feminine deity with healing and purifying powers of abundance. Flowing waters in Book 10 of the Rig Veda. The word Saraswati appears both as a reference to a river and as a significant deity in the Rig Veda. She also goes by many names. Shatarup, goddess of material existence. Bharati, eloquence. Brahmani, power of Brahma. Brahmani, from being wife of Brahma. Vaneshwari, goddess of letters. Kavi Jivya Graha Vasini, one who dwells on the tongue of poets. Interesting, because we had the Kavi Raj who came, what was his name? Kashmiri, Keshava Kashmiri Kaviraj, who came to challenge Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I think we'll talk about him a bit later. Veena Pani, holding Veena in his hand. Vaneshwari, goddess of letters. Vidya Datri, goddess who provides knowledge. Veena Vadini, goddess who plays Veena. Pushtaka Dharini, who carries a book. Hamsa Vahini, who sits on a swan. Vagdevi, goddess of speech. The honor offered to the spiritual master is transferred to Vyasdev, because Vyasdev is the original guru. Therefore, it is stated, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. If we remember that verse, Nasta Prayashu Bedeshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, Bhagavati Uttam Sloka, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Saraswati Devi, knowledge, or goddess of education, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam, Tato Jayam Udiriyet. Tato Jayam Udiriyet. Hang on a minute, I might say that one wrong. Anyway, after offering respects to Narayan, then Vyasdev, and then Saraswati Devi. Two main festivals that she's honored by: Vasant Panchami, which is the springtime. We celebrated that recently in the mandir, and it was a glorious, very nice celebration, worshipping Mother Saraswati. Lord Krishna blessed Goddess Saraswati on Vasant Panchami. She would be worshipped everywhere. So this is why she's worshipped on Vasant Panchami. And she's worshipped before midday. Devotees adorn the deity with white clothes and flowers. The white color is believed to be the favorite color of Goddess Saraswati. Usually, the sweets made of milk and white sesame are offered to Goddess Saraswati and distributed as prasad amongst friends and family members. In northern India, yellow flowers are offered to Goddess Saraswati on the auspicious day of Vasant Panchami, due to abundance of blossomed mustard flowers and marigold at this time of the year. The practice of introducing children to the world of education and learning on the day of Vasant Panchami is important. On Vasant Panchami, most schools and colleges hold Saraswati Puja. And then the second festival is Navratri. Oh, how do you say that?
Navratri. Prabhuji.
Navratri, yeah, Navratri.
Navratri.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, Puja.
Navratri
Sorry.
Saraswati Puja. Yeah, very good.
Sorry,
Navratri.
Puja.
Navratri.
Navratri, yeah.
So this is during the Shad Navratri festival, common in South India. Celebration starts with puja, placing for worship. It consists of placing the books for puja on the Astami on the altar. It may be in one's own house or in the local nursery or in the local temple. Books will be taken out for reading after worship only on the morning of the third day, Vijaya Dasami, which is the day when Ravan was defeated. It is called Puja Edupu, which taken from Puja. Children are happy since they are not expected to study on these days. On Vijayadashmi Day, Kerala and Tamil Nadu celebrate initiation of writing for the little children before they are admitted to nursery school. This is also called Vidyarambham. The child is made to write for the first time on the rice spread in a plate with his index finger, guided by an elder of the family or by a teacher. So this is mainly done in the south. And during the Navratra festival on the 7th day, which coincides with Mula Nakshatra, which is considered to be the Devi's birth star, the goddess in various temples is decorated and worshipped in the form of Mahasaraswati, in honor of goddess of learning, wisdom, art. Students visit these temples in large numbers and receive books, pens, pencils, and other learning equipment as Devi Prashadam. Akshara Bhyasha, the ceremony of initiating a child into the process of learning, is held on a large scale across these temples. In the Rig Veda, Mother Saraswati has been glorified. Supreme consciousness in the form of Goddess Saraswati protects our intelligence, mind, and psychology. Whatever character, intellect we got are because of Mother Saraswati, who has unique opulence in terms of prosperity and form. Supreme consciousness means the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, the original cause of all causes. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has given different services to his devotees to govern the material world. For example, Brahma is responsible for creation, Shiva for annihilation, Goddess Saraswati, Lakshmi for wealth, Durga for protecting this material world compared to a prison. So similarly, Goddess Saraswati is given a department of knowledge, creativity, and music, which she is governing very skillfully. Goddess Saraswati bestows these qualities upon those who worship her and please her with their rituals. However, Goddess Saraswati never forgets that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is her master, and all the demigods, demigoddesses are engaged in his service as per these examples. So Kumbhakaran, yes. When in the Ramayana, Kumbhakaran, the brother of Ravan, performed severe austerities to please Brahma, all the Devatas became afraid of him. Thus they approached Goddess Saraswati and requested her to sit on the tongue of Kumbhakaran when he asked for benediction from Brahma. Goddess Saraswati assured the demigods and agreed to sit on the tongue of Kumbhakaran. He wanted Indrasan, which is the kingdom of Indra, as a benediction. But under the influence of Goddess Saraswati, he ended up asking for Nindasram, oversleeping. So he used to sleep for almost a year and then wake up for a few days, and that was it. In this way, Goddess Saraswati assisted demigods to protect the Lord's creation. Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya's spiritual master instructed him to write Vaishnav-style commentary on Srila Vyasadev's Vedanta Sutra. He went to Kashmir-based Shraddha Pitha to get the original text. When the residents of Sharprit denied him the original text, Goddess Saraswati personally came and provided him with the original text. When Shripad Ramanujacharya finished the commentary, Mother Saraswati became very pleased. She presented to Shripad Ramanujacharya her personal deity of Hayagriva, a planetary expansion of Lord Sri Hari, and awarded him the title scholar. Keshava Kashmiri, that's who we were talking about. A great scholar and devotee of Mother Saraswati came to Navadvip for debate based on scriptures. He had already visited all of the learning centers of India and was unconquered in all of them. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met him on the banks. He was known as Nimai Pandey. He was a small child at that time. He met him on the bank of the river Ganga. There, Keshava Kashmiri challenged him and created 100 verses to praise river Ganga in a few minutes. So Keshav Kashmiri proudly spoke all the verses to Nimai. Nimai not only memorized all 100 verses instantly, but also quoted various grammatical errors in the 64th verse. So Nimai said to Kashmiri, very nice, you have recited beautiful, but there's some mistakes. What mistakes? I never make mistakes, Keshava Kashmiri said. So then Nimai quoted in 64th verse, and he quoted errors in a few more verses as well. Keshava Kashmiri was amazed and stunned. And he was also puzzled how a little boy from a Sanskrit grammar school was finding errors in his composition. He was a scholar. At night, Goddess Saraswati came in his dreams, as he was a great devotee of Goddess Saraswati. She ordered Keshava Kashmiri to take shelter at the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. She also informed him that Mahaprabhu is no other than Sri Krishna, her worshipable deity. So in this way, Keshava Kashmiri became a devotee of Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very pleased with Keshava Kashmiri because he was actually humble as well. After that incident, he was humble. So all these three incidents show how Mother Goddess Saraswati is actually a unique devotee of Sri Krishna. She's using her post and designation to assist the devotees of the Lord. So there's one more pastime. Once Saraswati arrived late at a yajna. Now some people do say it's Savitri, and Savitri is different from Saraswati, but so be it. So this yajna was being performed, and it couldn't be finished without the presence of the wife. So the priests, they advised Brahma that you have to have a wife. Now Saraswati is busy. She's getting ready. But the yajna time is going to be finished at any moment. So they presented Gayatri to him and to marry her and to complete the ritual, the yajna. So then that's what happened. Brahma married Gayatri. The ritual, the yajna was finished. Saraswati Ma came. She was furious. Who is that woman sitting next to you? And he cursed Brahma. You have filled the world with longing and bowed the seed of unhappiness. May there hardly be any temple. In fact, she said there will be no temples which will honor you, Brahma. No temple in this world. But then later on, she at the bequest of some of the Devatas, she allowed one or two places where Brahma can be worshipped. One was Pushkar, and Pushkar was the place where these Brahmins were doing this yajna. So interesting. So that's the pastimes of Saraswati Ma, very, very important personality whom we can also pray to request her, please, we're so ignorant. Please give us Divya Gyan, give us knowledge about the Supreme. Please allow us to have knowledge of your master. And she is very kind-hearted. She will allow that. She wants to serve Krishna. She wants to serve the devotees. So why won't she allow? So I wanted to stop there and ask if anybody has any questions or any comments. If not, we can stop today. Okay, Saraswati Ma ki jai. Where are you?